Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason, just outside the Utah State Capitol in the front. We're going to be going inside. It's going to be really cool and interesting just to see how this state, its history, its cultures, traditions, and what's there so special to see about Utah. And I'm in Salt Lake City, which is the largest city here in the state, and it's also easy to forget that it is also the capital. But I will show you around and start the tour. Here we go. So right in front of me is the most important building in the state of Utah, also known as the Beehive State. And now for some factoids about the great state of Utah. It is the 13th largest by area. It's got a population of over 3 million, 2/3 of them living in the Salt Lake Valley. Also, it is the 30th most populous state and 11th least densely populated. Now, the Wasatch Front and the north central part of the state are the ones that are mostly urbanized. And Washington County in the southwest part of the state has over 180,000 residents, and it is arguably one of the fastest growing cities here in the United States. So a little history. Utah has been inhabited for thousands of years by various Native American groups such as the ancient Puebloans, Navajo, and Ute. The Spanish were the first Europeans to arrive in the mid-16th century, though the region's difficult geography and harsh climate made it a peripheral part of New Spain and later Mexico. Even while it was Mexican territory, many of Utah's earliest settlers were American, particularly Mormons fleeing marginalization and persecution from the United States. Following the Mexican-American War in 1848, the region was annexed by the U.S., becoming part of the Utah Territory, which also included which is now Colorado and Nevada. It took many years for Utah to become a state, mainly because the United States federal government and the Mormon community were at odds with, among many things. Mainly because of polygamy. Yep, that's right. So it was when the outlawing of polygamy happened, that was when Utah became the 45th state of the United States, which makes it one of the youngest. Another fun fact about Utah is it is the only state where a majority of the population belongs to a single church. The Latter-day Saints Church greatly influences Utah culture, politics, daily life. Although in the last 30 years, Utah has become religiously diverse. So anybody is welcome here. There are many different Christian denominations and whatnot, and Catholic. But slightly over half of all Utahns, they call them, are Mormons. And the world headquarters is, of course, right here in Salt Lake City. And as I mentioned in some of my other Utah videos, it amazes me how much a lot of these suburbs and cities have built. Like, I always see new things popping up and lots of new developments and lots of new houses all over. And one of my friends here is a real estate investor who I came to see earlier on this trip. But it does say that as of the 2020 U.S. Census, it is the fastest population growth in the nation since 2010. Yes, this state alone. So I am definitely not surprised by that statistic. And Utah has the 14th highest median average income and the least income equality of any U.S. state. Wow. Would never have thought that. So about this building, if you've seen the movie Legally Blonde 2, Red, White, and Blonde, this was used as the background. And we're going to be seeing some beehive sculptures as we get closer to the building. And up here is one of two sculptures of a beehive. As I mentioned earlier, Utah's state nickname is the Beehive State. And it's a symbol of industry. The motto of the citizens of Utah, presented to the state of Utah by the Utah Copper Division of the Kennecott Copper Corporation on July 24th, 1976. And through the efforts of Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State Clyde L. Miller. So it says here the south doors are closed and the right way to enter today is at the east entrance, but I'm going to get a little nice shot while I'm at the steps of the south entrance. I'm sure on some days people can get through this building through here, but I guess not today. But first I want to check out this millennial time capsule. Millennial? Okay, so people who were born in 1980 to 1995 have their own time capsule? Nah, I'm just kidding. But it was announced January 17th, 2001. There's gonna be a time capsule here at the steps of the Capitol. It was placed here January 4th, 2001. Okay, so it must be like right behind this wall then. And we'll find out sometime. It doesn't even say when it's going to be unearthed. But oh well. A tribute to all the beehives. This is the evolution of the Utah state flag. And also, with a nickname of Beehive State, is a coincidence they're using beehive type tiles. And right in the center is where they pay tribute to all the counties. Like this is Grand County, Garfield County, and so forth. This is the United States flag after Utah became a state. 45 stars. This is the visitor center. All right, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason in SLC, or Salt Lake City, Utah, in front of the state capitol, Utah. Sign off.